What's real interesting is that every day, Jean and I get up, we go to our specific spot, and we do Wim Hof breathing, and we do meditation. And when we're done, we start to walk up the stairs. And when we start to walk up the stairs, there's my yellow lab, Bailey. And Bailey is 10. She's an old lab. But when she hears us starting to come up the stairs, she gets up and everything becomes alive. This old girl thinks she's like a pup again. Tails wagging, we get to the top of the stairs, we've got to rub her back, rub her neck. I do it, then Jean does it. And then she starts running for the door to go into the garage, and she's got to sniff. And then I open the garage door, she goes out and she does her business. And then she comes back in and she's waiting for the food. And then we give her the food and she just goes and does it. And then after the food, she runs to our bedroom and she wants to jump up on the bed and get her love. She does that every single day. And when we haven't done it, you can see the difference in her. She has this habit that is how she begins her day. So I thought that I would talk about how we can begin every day in love. Every day in love. So last week, I got to experience the loss of one of my best friends, my prayer partner of 16 years. Now, it's probably one of the most difficult things I've ever experienced because it was sudden. With my mother, my father, my brother, when they passed, I knew it was coming. I was able to prepare, but this was not something I could prepare for. But one of the things I found that kept me grounded was my ritual, my rituals. And so I want to talk about that and how we begin every day in love. Now, I want you to know that I'm not telling you this is right for you. What I want to share with you is that it seems to work for me. And so if it works for me, there's a possibility it can work for you, because I don't know who you are. I don't know what will work for you, but I can share my ideas of what work for me. And then you get to choose. Because you know what? I'm not your guru. I'm Lee. I'm a teacher. I give you the best I got, and then you get to choose whether you use it or not. The first thing for me when I wake up is when I get out of bed and I put my feet on the ground. Before I get out of the bed, I pause and I just scan my body to notice, what does it feel like to be alive? I notice the aches and the pains. I notice the sensations of coming out from under the covers. I notice the sensation of the carpeting against my skin. I notice the sensation of coming out of a deep sleep into this, beginning to come into a state of awareness. I simply pause, and it's not long. It's probably just 60 seconds. But I stop to feel what it's like to be alive. Because being alive is living in love. If you're not alive, does love even exist? So if you can feel what it is like to be alive, you're starting the journey of becoming more consciously aware. After I feel alive, I go downstairs and my wife joins me. We're in our respective chairs and we begin to connect to our breath. What I've come to understand is the breath is life. Without breath, there is no life. We begin with the first breath we take. We end with the last breath we take. And so for Jean and I, we do deep breathing every morning. Every morning, we start off with 4 rounds of Wim Hof breathing. I like Wim. I like his method. It works for me, so we continue with that. We do that 4 rounds of breathing, realizing, who's breathing me? That's a really good question. Who's breathing me? It's not my mind. It's not my body. It's something other than that. And it helps me to really understand the observer and the observed. So I consciously take the time, and when I'm doing the deep breathing, when I'm connecting to the breath, I'm literally breathing in life on the inhale. On the exhale, I'm purifying my life, physically, mentally, emotionally. So for me, the second thing is to connect to the breath and to realize that the breath is life and life is love. After Jean and I finish breathing, we now go into the stillness and we do meditation for 30 minutes. We do silent meditation to be still and know the I am. To be still and know the I am that I am, and to be still and know the I am that is greater than me, that is infinite. I have found no greater spiritual practice than the practice of meditation. I believe everything starts there. I believe that that's where love starts. Because in meditation, there is no judgment. In meditation, you're in the space between the thoughts. You're in the space between the actions. You're in the space between the feelings. That's love. So how do you start your day? Meditate. Know the I am. The space between the I and the space between the am. Meditation grounds you and it connects you with love. After I meditate, I take several minutes and I go into a ritual where I self-accept. I accept Lee as he is. I accept his body. I accept his mind. I accept what he does. I accept his past. I accept everything about me. Because love is to accept. To self-love is to self-accept. To love another is to accept another. So to start your day in love means not to judge yourself, but to fully look at yourself and accept yourself in all of your magnificence. So that's the next step. One of the things that I've learned in studying Eastern philosophies, having gone over to Tibet, to India, Nepal, and studied there, is that one of the mantras that I've learned is the mantra Soham, S-O-H-M. And that mantra means to realize thyself. Realize that you're more than this body, you're more than this mind, but you have this body and you have this mind. So I changed it. For me, it's to know thyself. Who is Lee Wolak? Yes, he is the spiritual being. He is this soul. But he's also this personality with a body. And so when I talk about knowing myself, I talk about knowing what's most important to me. What is it that I've determined that are the main things I want to get out of life? And for me, that's knowing my top values. So I take a few moments after the next step of first accepting myself. It's to know myself and to know. And I literally go over my top values to become more aware, to teach, to connect, to be healthy, to learn, and to be financially independent. Those are my 6 values. And I anchor them every morning in my mind so that during the day, all of my decisions are based with those in the background. Everything I do during the course of a day supports that. That's self-loving because I'm living consciously. After I've done that, then I begin my life. I begin my day because I have taken the time. So let me just reframe that for you. I start every day, and this is what I suggest you try. First, feel what it's like to be alive. Connect with your breath. Meditate, be still and know the I am. Self-accept or self-love and know thyself. I promise you that if you do this every day, when things happen that throw you off and you come back to this every morning, you find your stability. You find your foundation. This is one of the things I shared with my beloved prayer partner, Marcia. We both had a very strong morning spiritual practice. We talked about it all the time. When you have someone in your life that's a spiritual partner, you have key foundational things that you agree on. I'm grateful that Marcia was in my life because now that she's gone, I appreciate her even now more than I did when she was alive, and I appreciated her then. But the other thing I'll share with you, because she left this physical plane, I appreciate those that are still with me even more. Because I now have more appreciation to give because she taught me that. I was honored to share 16 years of my life with this person. I'm honored to share this message with you, and hopefully it'll help you live your most beautiful, fulfilling life.